All right, so you want to look something like this, but currently you look more like Kingpin from Spider-Man. Or maybe you want to look like a Space Marine, but you really look more like a Death Guard right now. And now that I've got the right people watching, let's get into how I built my superhero physique as a software engineer. And I use the word superhero loosely because obviously Henry Cavill looks miles better than me, but sometimes when I go into the gym, I find that I actually do look pretty decent, and I'm pretty proud of that. But the crazy thing is, this was me 2 years ago. Just 2 years ago, this was me on a cruise. And I think the sad thing about this picture is when I look back at this picture, I don't remember the amazing day that we had on this cruise with me and my girlfriend and her family. And I think my family might have been on that one as well. I don't remember how fun that was. I remember when we took this picture, how shitty I felt. Sorry, YouTube, for cursing. I remember looking at that picture and knowing that I had to make a change. I had been dreaming my entire life, being the nerd that I am, looking at superheroes and video game characters and people on novels, Warhammer characters, everything else, especially Henry Cavill, because he's like the Warhammer spirit animal. And always looking at them and saying, that's crazy that that's possible. And I know that I could do that. I dreamed my entire life about being where I am right now. Obviously, I still got a lot of work to do, but I feel like I'm at a point now where I can really share with you guys what I've done, how I've been able to do this while working long hours, coding, working from home. I'm in my home office right now as a software engineer because I think there's a different side of being a software engineer that presents unique problems to being overweight, because you have to worry about more than just going to the gym and eating right. You have to worry about your performance at work. You have to worry about, I've been up since 7 a.m. this morning, looking at a computer screen for the past 9 straight hours without a break. My product owner's on my ass, and now I got to go to the gym. Like, that's the last thing I want to do. So I think that really presents some unique problems of just being in a different position than most people are. So there's really three parts to this video. It's going to be get lean, get big, and get consistent. So let's jump right into the first one. So I had been big my entire life. So this was me when, I don't know, a couple of years ago. I don't know what picture I'll put up here. This is me, obviously, when I was a lot bigger. My biggest, I was 320 pounds. And that's probably bigger than some of you guys are. Hopefully not, but maybe some of you guys are bigger than that. And if you're in that position, I feel for you. I've been there, but you can make the change. But the biggest thing, the biggest needle mover on this journey to actually getting to a position where I don't mind wearing a tank top, I don't mind going out in public, wearing a tank top, taking my shirt off, going to the pool or wherever it may be, whatever situation where looking good is a good thing, I don't mind doing that anymore. I don't walk around worried about, are my man boobs showing in this shirt? Are my love handles spilling out the side? Is my belly hanging over my pants? Like, the weirdest shit that you worry about when you're fat, it's not even a second thought anymore. It's crazy. But the biggest needle mover in getting this physique, obviously, was getting lean. And there's three big parts that I like to focus on. Number one is just cutting empty calories. I know of a lot of you guys sit at your desk, you write code, maybe you're in IT, you're in software like me, whatever it may be, maybe you're just in sales, whatever. You sit at your desk, work stresses you out, so you go to the pantry or you go to the office break room where they have extra snacks for you, and you just snack on bullshit, to be honest with you. You snack on random shit. You snack on cookies, you snack on chips, all this stuff that we both know is not good for you, but tastes really good and makes you feel better about being so damn stressed about your job in the first place. It's really tough to break that habit. Really, really tough, because I was like that for so long. There was a reason that I was that big in the first place. It's because I love to eat, man. I love shit that tastes good. I do. And I haven't cut anything out of my diet, like, fully, but I have fully reduced the amount of empty calories that I eat. I don't snack on bullshit anymore. Snack on fruit. I'm still a big time snacker. For the most part, I snack on fruit. I snack on Greek yogurt bowls. But the amount of empty calories you're eating, you might think it's just one bag of chips a day. But then if you actually logged everything over a week, you had 6 cookies this week, you had 3 bags of chips, you had a couple brownies, you had a muffin. Oh, and then somebody from the office brought in some cookies. And then one day you went out and got a bunch of bullshit for lunch. You see where I'm going with this. It adds up so much, and it's never just one. If you remember the book, If You Give a Mouse a Cookie, that was always something that was in my mind when I was losing weight. I knew that if I just had one when I wasn't supposed to have one, it would lead into me having 6 at the minimum. So cutting the empty calories, cut all of these shit that you know is not good for you. We both know what's not good for us generally, and stop eating that. Number 2, make high protein and low sugar swaps. So this is one of the big things that I provide to my clients that I work with for my transformation coaching, my online fitness coaching, is I provide them a full client cookbook. It's only for the clients. I don't sell cookbooks. I want to help people actually make transformations, not just tell them, like, give them a bunch of random recipes and shit. When you know the actual high protein, low sugar swaps, low calorie swaps to make it, makes it so much easier when you combine that with the rest of the plan that I'm about to give you. Now, you could do that just by itself, but it's not going to make as big a difference as if you did everything. But I'm talking about things like changing out regular bread for keto bread. Super simple swaps like that. Changing out regular tortillas for keto tortillas or carb control tortillas, whatever you want to call them, generally does make it so much easier. It's absolutely everywhere. I feel like pretty much everything in the supermarket has a protein tag on it, which is its whole other topic, but we won't get into that today. So make high protein, low sugar swaps or low calorie swaps, keto swaps, whatever you want to call it. I'm not an advocate for keto, by the way. I want to make that very clear. Number 3, increase your metabolism. The best way to do this is just by getting more steps throughout the day. So if you work from home, get a walking pad. This is actually a standing desk. I would move it up and down, but I'm not going to get into it, but I have a light hanging on top of my monitor, leaning against my window, and it's going to fall if I move my desk up and down to show you. So I'm not going to do that. Increase your metabolism. Just you could burn so many more calories. You could burn at least a pound of fat more per week just by getting to 10,000 steps per day. If you're like me, it typically gets to about 3 p.m. and you literally have done nothing movement-wise for the entire day. You just go to the pantry, you come back to your desk, go to the bathroom, come back to your desk. So if I don't use my walking pad, it makes it so much harder. And also, go on walks on your lunch break. Makes it so much easier. Incorporate movement throughout your day. Go on walks before you work. Go on walks right after you work. Go on walks, 10 minutes walk before you work out, 10 minutes walk after you work out. Just split it up. Don't do a 2-hour walk. That sucks. Nobody wants to do that. That'll increase your metabolism and allow you to burn so many more calories. All right, step number 2 is get big. So I'm not one of those guys that's going to tell you to live in the gym because I don't even do that. I work out 4 times a week, and this is kind of the general structure that I follow. It should really be helpful for you. 2-2-3, 3-3-4. 2 compound movements at the start of your lift. 2 to 3 sets each. Then you do 3 different isolation movements, 3 to 4 sets each. That's it. It's that simple. And that is super simple, but for the clients that I work with, we were able to get them better results because I can specifically tailor that to what they need personally. So it really does make it a lot easier. If you know how to program for yourself, then that shouldn't be an issue. Now, there are some specific muscle groups that you want to focus on if you actually want to get the Witcher look or you want to look like a space marine like I eventually want to look like. Those are arms, chest, back, shoulders, and weirdly enough, your quads, like your legs, the front part of your legs, if you're not familiar. Arms, I mean, I feel like most of that is really self-explanatory. Just look at this, to be this way. Look at this picture of Henry Cavill. Those are the muscles you need to focus on. And those are the muscles that I focused on. So you can see like the shoulders make a huge difference. Having big shoulders will make a massive difference in your physique. If you're just wearing a regular t-shirt, those are going to be the things that people notice. It's going to be your shoulders, your chest, and your back, weirdly enough, in a t-shirt. It's going to give you like an armor plate look. It's literally going to look like you're almost wearing a suit of power armor under a shirt, which I think is the coolest part. Number 3, get consistent. You didn't get the Kingpin look in a weekend. What makes you think that you're going to get the Witcher look in a weekend? It doesn't work like that. And this is the exact reason that I say you should never diet. You should change your lifestyle. If you go on a diet, that means it's a temporary thing. And that is not what we want, because that means we're getting temporary results, which obviously we want to be able to look like The Witcher for the rest of our lives, not just for 10 weeks. This is the big problem that I see with a lot of fad diets these days online. It's that everything is so temporary. And that's why I think it's so important to have a program that actually tailors to your specific lifestyle, not something that's just, oh, cut out carbs for the next 10 weeks and you lose weight. You will, but you're not going to be able to build as much muscle. You're not going to be able to actually keep the fat off afterwards because you never built the skill of actually being in shape. Being fit, being in shape is a skill, just like the first day that you learned to code when you were writing print line hello world. You remember that day? That's exactly what going to the gym for the first time is like. It's like, wow, like, you know what, maybe I can do this. Then a month later, after writing hello world for the first time, you look back and you're like, how was I impressed by that? That is the easiest thing ever. And that's exactly what's going to happen when you go to the gym. You're going to go to the gym, and your first day you're going to be like, wow, I did some good stuff today. Look back in a month and be like, oh my gosh, look how far I've came. Look back in a year and not even recognize yourself. Let me remind you again, this was me 2 years ago. 2 years is all it took. And honestly, like, I've looked like this for, I don't know, maybe the past 8 months or so. So you could really say 1 year, 4 months, which is pretty crazy how fast you can really change your life like that. And I know a lot of people, they hear a year, 4 months, doesn't really sound like it's possible. It goes by so quick. I promise you. The time will pass regardless of if you put the effort in, if you change your lifestyle. So you might as well do it. The time will pass regardless. Tomorrow you're still going to wake up. In a year you're still going to wake up. You're going to have the same name. You're going to be the same person. You can either look the way you want to look and be so proud of yourself for doing that, or be in the same spot you are right now and just keep making excuses, keep telling yourself all of these things that you tell yourself, because I said the same things. Number 2, for getting consistent, earning unhealthy foods. So I told you earlier that I don't fully cut out anything in my diet. Everything is literally and figuratively on the table. So this is actually some of my meals recently. I want to just show you, like, you do not have to believe all of these standard dieting BS that you see plastered all over social media. Like, it's ridiculous, all of the things that I see of people saying, oh, you can't eat that. It's poison. You can't eat that. You can't eat that. You can't eat this. Don't eat this. Don't eat that. It's like, moderation, man. You can eat literally everything, anything, not everything, but you can eat anything. I hope you notice the difference there. And it's all about earning it. I don't really ever have anything unhealthy unless I feel that I've earned it. This is partially a psychological thing as it is physical. I'll get into the physical, then I'll get into psychological. Physically, when you work out, when you eat healthy for the first part of the day, it actually does allow your body to make a ton of progress. And then when you have the unhealthy food, it doesn't like ruin your progress because you've already made the progress. Mentally, though, is really where it shines, of this mentality of earning the unhealthy foods, because like I said earlier, if you give a mouse a cookie, he's going to want a glass of milk. I hope you understand that reference. When I have something that I didn't earn, when I have something that's I know is bad for me, I know I didn't earn, and I know that I shouldn't be having in that moment, it's like opening up Pandora's box after that, because I have one, I'm going to have two. I'm going to have two, I'm going to have three, I'm going to have four. Then, well, you know, I'm fully through a sleeve of Oreos and I'm just getting started. So when you start earning things, not only does it allow your body to make good progress, but it helps keep your mind in check, because once you earn the foods, you realize this is actually what it took to earn this food. It has more value now. It's not just like, there's no guilt associated with it, is really what I'm trying to say. Number 3 is the brain fog of dieting. So this is what I was talking about at the beginning with the unique challenges of being a software engineer in shape who was trying to lose a bunch of weight and actually change his life. When you're bigger, you probably live with a lot of brain fog and don't even realize it. You wake up, your mind is foggy, you're not really thinking straight, it's hard for you to focus at work sometimes. It shouldn't be that way. Now, it's almost going to get a little bit worse when you start losing weight at the first point, because when you cut your calories and you start losing body fat, your body is going to kind of start to freak out And a little bit of that is going to be translated as brain fog because your brain is not receiving as much energy from your body because you're having to burn your fat stores as fuel. So now you start getting more brain fog than when you started. So the best way to do this, do not cut out your carbs. Do not crash diet and do not try to lose more than 3 pounds or so ish per week is really the upper limit that I would go to. Make sure you're extremely hydrated and make sure that you are fueling your body with actual healthy foods early in the morning. This is going to be the biggest needle mover. If you start out your day eating BS, if you start out your day eating empty calories like muffins, like plain cereal, like very high calorie, high sugar things, you're going to get a lot of brain fog because you're not actually fueling your body with the energy, with the protein, with the macronutrients that it needs. And that is partially going to be translated into more brain fog. So the best way to do this, it all comes full circle here. What I do to earn the cheat meals, to earn the unhealthy foods, is I eat very healthy all day long until after lunch or so, typically is kind of when I let off the reins and allow myself to start earning things. In the morning, I typically have the same breakfast. It's typically some sort of eggs, some fruit, maybe a protein shake if I need it. And then also within the recipe book that I provide with my clients, there's a couple really good high protein recipes like protein blueberry pancakes, like protein French toast, which I honestly think tastes better than regular French toast. So all of those things, I rotate through those every single day. I make one of those every single day. I start out my day with something really good for both my body and my brain so I can actually focus at work. Because one of the biggest problems that I see with so many of these diet plans, with so many of these fad diets online, is that you follow it for 2 weeks, but you feel worse after 2 weeks than you did when you started. It's crazy. Like, it's not actually built for somebody who has real life challenges, who has relationships to manage, who has a social life, who cares about his performance at work, who wants to do better, who wants to keep growing in his career. Those are not built for that. This is, though, because this is actually following like proper nutritional principles. It's not something that's going to crash your metabolism. It's the best way to diet down, to lose a ton of weight, and it's exactly how I lost 100 pounds in a year, almost to the exact date. Now, I know I've just dropped a lot of information, a lot of sauce, a lot of value on you guys. If you want one-on-one implementation with this, with all the stuff that I've talked about, just to lay it out for you, remove all of the guesswork to make it just so stupidly simple, not necessarily easy, but simple for you to execute on the task every single day. So you know exactly what to do every day. And then at the end of the week, we have our one-on-one call, and then we talk about everything that happened this past week. We go over what worked, what didn't work, and we create a new game plan going for the next week with everything that's going on. If you have work lunches, if you have social events, if you just want to know what to meal prep, if you want to know why you keep binge eating at 9 p.m. after you've had a good day and you just are so damn stressed and you have so much decision fatigue from the earlier in the day and you don't know why you can control yourself, that's what those are for. And this is what all of my one-on-one personalized fitness coaching is built for. If that sounds like you, if this video has resonated with you to where you're like, damn, he's talking to me. I work in software. I'm kind of a nerdier guy like myself. That would help. Then apply for coaching at the first link in the description. And if you're not ready for that, just drop me a follow on Instagram, the second link in the description, and shoot me a question and we can talk.